My name is Shayla Porch. I'm from Little Rock, Arkansas, born and raised. So I'm a mother of 3, Brookelyn, Braylen, and Crystal. Actually, motherhood is a lot, especially when you're by yourself. That's hard. Being there for your children when they're heartbroken, when they do miss the other parent that's not around. You have to go through that with your children too.
Shayla is someone who has, suffered a lot at the hands of people who were close to her and were supposed to protect her when she was a child. And growing up, she just didn't have that good social support, a lot of strained relationships that made it really difficult for being a young mom.
I was staying with my dad. He was in the streets. He got locked up, and that day was the beginning of something terrible, seriously. He was married to his wife at the time. It was bad. It was bad punishments. I stayed in foster care for about 11 months. When 11th grade came, my dad got out of jail, and so I started staying with him. I just always felt like my dad should have been there more than he was. So that's the trauma that I went through as a child. I had Brookelyn. I was so happy when she came. I thought that she was so beautiful. It was just always something. I tried to go to work. I tried to keep a full-time job. I just didn't have what I needed to continue doing that. So originally when I called our house, I was 5 or 6 months pregnant with Braylen. I got evicted out of a house. And that was the scariest experience of my life because I felt like being in a shelter was something that I didn't want to go through. Our first night there, everybody was so welcoming. As time went on staying at our house, it started making me feel like I had a family. When I had Crystal is when I met Miss Ruthie, because I had started experiencing postpartum. So I started not wanting to go to work anymore. So immediately she asked me what was going on, like what was keeping me from doing what I needed to do. So the first thing first was therapy, so that I could be motivated again to even think about getting up in the morning. We started doing Be Your Child's Best Advocate. Positively Parenting helped me, get down to my child's level and, empathize with them and sympathize with them. And that's what the CAFC program in our house have helped me with understanding of others, understanding of myself, being patient with myself, being patient with my kids, and understanding to recognize every accomplishment.
Knowing what she's been through and what she's experienced, she knew what she didn't want to do. And she's really provided this incredibly loving and supportive home to their kids.
It's hard you have to make sacrifices for your children, especially if you ever been through a situation where you can't afford something to eat. Your kids got to eat first, and sometimes you have to go without. I remember I was wearing sandals for a whole winter because I was worried about my kids and their shoes. And that's what motherhood has taught me and shown me. It's about my kids more than me.
Shayla, there's something I wanted to say. Because of the hard work, the passion, the dedication that you have invested in yourself and your children, I'm very, very, very excited to announce that you and your family have been selected as the 2019 Resilient Family of the Year award winner. And I brought a couple of friends with me to share exactly what that means. So.
Oh my gosh.
Shayla, on behalf of the Arkansas Treasurer State's Office and on behalf of the Arkansas 529 College Investing Gift Program, we are presenting to you and your family a check for $5,290.
I'm Lisa. I work at Arvest Bank, and we are a long-term partner with our house. And we've heard your amazing story. So proud of you. And in partnership with the state, we would also like to add an additional $10,000 to your 529 plan.
Thank you
Congratulations
so
to
much.
you.
Congratulations.
I am so happy.
Shayla is somebody who, at first, when I first met her, had been crushed by life. Had been crushed by disappointment and by setbacks. The biggest growth that I've seen with Shayla in the 2 years that I've been working with her is this sense of self. She's really growing into that as a woman, as a mom, and as a provider for her family, and as someone who has really big goals and wants to see those goals happen for herself.
I plan on buying me a house in the next 5 years so me and my family can have our own little space, so they can have somewhere that they can come back to, like when they get grown, and be like, that's my mom's house. And we grew up here. I am working in a hospital. I have some scrubs on. Brooke is in gymnastics. Crystal is doing dance. She likes dance. Braylen is doing baseball. That's what I see as my future.